What's this song called? Wankster. Welcome to the KBKL podcast, week 7, heading into week 8. I am your host, Ben Hutnick. 50. To my left is Superfine Cal McClure.
Hi.
Bryson Thickerstricker. What's your nickname?
Also, self-proclaimed best player in the league, Sugar.
Best free agent pickup. Self-proclaimed
Fact.
best free agent pickup. Jason Cougar Huang.
Team Olivia for life. Bryson.
I'm Team Aaron Newton. Fuck both of you. And Boston Sean Meredith.
Hey, it's me.
Hi, Sean.
How's it going, guys?
Sean did such a good job last couple times and during the game of the weeks that we relegated him to the chair next to Cougar for this one. Poor guy.
I love the cougar sandwich that's happening right now.
Yeah, this is fantastic. With a tequila shot in front of me.
You better get that down because there's going to be more coming.
I'm honestly just glad Sean's here with us because those that pay attention to the Facebook group know that there was a funeral arranged on Sunday, and I believe everything was executed.
Yeah, well,
I had nothing to do with that, by the way.
let's not shovel any more dirt on this.
Oh, my God.
We are coming to you live from the Jazz House, 926 and a half Massachusetts. Drink specials, $3 wells, $4 pints. Thank you, Rick, for hosting us. We don't have a sponsor this week, so we'll just love on Jazz House and drink their booze.
Always.
Yeah. Anybody have anything they want to talk about before we get started?
Oh, God.
Other than wanting to give certain teams IFUs and certain players IFUs and
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay. All right. Let's roll right into it then. I did zero prep this week, so these puns are going to be bad and off the cuff.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Home loans leaned Young Spine 24-8. Not great, Young Spine. Home loans is just offensive powerhouse now.
Steamrolling.
One might argue that Young Spine defaulted on their mortgage.
Yes.
Because that was bad. Really bad, to be
I
honest.
haven't seen either of these teams play this year that I would really like to, so that's all I have to say about
I saw Young Spine, and they're solid, not spectacular, let's say. So
Much improved from last year.
yes, much improved from last year. Notes, nice catch by Heather, bottom 5th. Yacy with a great catch at first in the bottom of the 8th. And that's it for notes.
I got to say that we played against home loans in week 3, and those kids can play, and they're talented. And I heard that they basically would just kick all over the field against a Young Spine, but you saw it there when you ref our game, Ben, that those kids they got potential. They're good. Yeah. And like I said, maybe maybe not next year or year after that, but maybe 3 years later, they're going to be competing for the KVKL Cup title. Cal will disagree with me.
That's a bold statement.
And three years.
There's no names in who took the notes, but I'm all for just lady stats in the notes always.
Yep.
So thank you, whoever reffed this game.
That's a
Love
win.
that. Love that.
That was me.
Love that.
Hey,
I was scorekeeper.
And you're wearing the Pro Row shirt.
I am.
So that makes sense.
I was scorekeeper for the game, and I did try to note just the women that I noticed on
you.
Young Spine. But the game, Young Spine did really well until, I don't know if that was the top or the 3rd inning. It was sort of even, and then home loans pulled away on the errors, and
yeah, it
that
looks
was
like
kind of
they
the game.
kicked around. Yeah, they did.
So basically, it was like Drago versus Apollo Creed and Rocky 4. It was even. All of a sudden, then Drago was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just kill you," like literally kill you, basically.
Pretty much.
That's
Yeah.
one way to put it.
Yeah, but shout out to Young Spine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If he dies, he dies.
Next up,
Arbar. There we go.
with the win that actually sticks.
Yeah! No asterisks.
No asterisks. There you go.
Arbar drop kicked the drop stoppers 14-12.
In 12 innings.
Just
12 innings.
before we get
Yeah.
too deep into this, I just want to say, my good friend Ben, everyone knows, is on Drop Stoppers. I've been friends with Ben since we were in 8th grade, and he refused to show his face here because of how embarrassed he was that they lost this game.
Ooh.
Embarrassed. So, this is not a testament against Arbar, it's more of a testament against Ben, who I've been friends with for like 15 years, and would not come watch this. But honestly, impressive from Arbar. And
Yeah.
That's all I have to say
Looks
about
like a
that.
scrappy match.
Well, for where they were in the preseason ranking, they had the hardest schedule out of any team close to them, like by far. So I still feel like they're going to head into the tournament with a little steam here.
And
Glenn,
I'll
do you have
say-
something for us?
Go ahead.
Celebrating our second win. Other people may not recognize it, but that's okay. We know better. So, yeah. So, drop stoppers, really good game. Things got a little tense, here and there amongst us, but I think we all ended things amicably. It was good. And let's see, what are the big highlights? My fucking wife, as speedy and agile as she is beautiful, and bunted 3 times and made it to first base. Alyssa Robinson, like snagging balls over at third, just killing it. And yeah, I don't know. And then James gave everything, like every muscle in his body got pulled. Like like he is not only a proprietor.
Every muscle?
Yeah, like seriously. It was like it started with his groin and then his left calf, and by the time he ran around the bases the next time, he was he was just like, I'm falling over. I can't do it anymore. So, yes, a full team win by Arbar, but yes, the drop stoppers, great opponents, great people. We're sorry that your friend feels embarrassed. He should not feel embarrassed. We do represent the finest bar in Lawrence, nay,
best
North
wings,
America,
right?
with the best wings. With the best wings. Yeah, they're so good. And like you order 1 wing, but you get like 2 wings every time you order 1 wing. So just think about it, okay? We'll see you there.
What do you
at our
feed
bar.
these chickens that have 2 wings? My gosh. What do you
Well,
feed
it's
these
a
chickens?
giant wing.
Oh, I
It's
thought what-
smoked, and it's marinated, and then it's grilled.
No, how big they are. What do you feed these chickens? My gosh.
It's like
Steroids.
just
Steroids.
cocaine and beer, and they're massaged. It's crazy.
Cocaine, beer, and massage. My
Yeah.
God.
All right.
Are you
yeah.
guys hiring for a chicken position?
Yeah. So,
Like, are there any open
Sorry,
positions
never mind. None of that.
chickens?
My last comment on behalf of the drop stoppers, I came up here I think 2 weeks ago, and said like ever since Hand got hurt, man, they're not gonna recover from that. But they're just not deep enough to recover.
Yeah,
from
he's
that.
an important player. I mean, they don't score enough runs without him.
No, they don't.
I mean, this is one of their higher scoring run outputs of the year.
Yeah,
But
The
I think
highest
generally
they scored
against-
is like 17 runs in Empire week 2, and then 11 on Button Grind in week 4. So yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think we're going to forfeit our bar again because the game went so long that Home Loans wasn't able to come sell raffle tickets.
Yep.
We don't like that. Don't do that.
YSC2, 5 o'clock. Free State, 9, Boots the Woost to 5.
Okay, I'm just looking at the score sheet, and Free State split kicked the one hole. Is
Yeah.
that a thing people
What?
do? I didn't realize that was a thing people did.
I think that's a Seth thing.
That's so
Okay,
rare.
Seth,
This
show
split
yourself.
lead off.
Much like Seth's power
He
rankings, it
split-
makes no
he
sense.
Split kicked the 1 and 3 hole.
This
1,
is how
3,
tyranny
6,
unfolds.
And then Woos just had like 100 players. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. There's like hitting
on
on an 18 in
This is a
blackjack.
lot
I
to
don't.
unpack. Okay.
Well, maybe they just have 2 players with identical skill sets at the top.
Then go 1-2. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway,
But what's
Maybe
even
that's
more
just a harbor
1,
thing.
2,
Maybe that's just a
3.
harbor thing.
Split kick 5 spots, but only kick 10 spots. That's wild to me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Huh.
Wild.
yeah, Woo split kick every
Everyone.
spot
There's
almost.
100 people on their team. Okay.
But I don't know. I think this is actually a pretty good showing by the Woos, given the separation in ranks. But yeah,
Yeah.
Free State keeps on rolling. Next, YSC2 at 7 o'clock. Bald Beavers Bikini Wax the Scoonies 11-3.
I just want to say, the other day, I had no idea what a bald beaver was. And I found that out, and I am honestly astonished this league lets someone have a team name that is that. Blows my mind.
Why? What are you talking
It's a
about?
highbrow name.
That's just unreal. Like, what that stands for is just unreal.
Oh, no, it's real.
Well, I know it's real. I'm just saying, like, can we just name ourselves whatever the fuck we want anymore?
Yeah,
Yes.
baby. You got
More
the
or
money.
less. I don't think we'd allow racial epithets,
Yeah,
but
nothing like
Shit,
crazy,
man.
crazy.
I might have to start my own team.
Hey, Bryson, to be fair, the Ball Beavers were actually a KVKL team in the past.
Wait,
Andrew
so-
Chow as a
Bryson,
captain.
what would your team name
What
be?
would your team
Oh
be?
my God! Oh no!
I honestly, I would have two ideas. One would be Fuck Cougar. That would be the first team name.
Obviously.
And
Yeah, that works
then
on so many levels too.
Zach Wilson approved.
That's right.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Honestly, like Fuck Cougar, sponsored by Zach Wilson, would be a really good team name.
No.
And then the second one is Cougar Fuck Me.
No, the second option would be the Harpies are overrated. That would be the team name.
Not even close.
But there's
Hot
still time.
Take
There's still some
Tuesday.
time for us to get to that part. Of this
We'll
segment.
get to that in just a moment, Bryson.
I was surprised that with Cougar sponsoring a team, he didn't name the team "Oh shit." Same thing he yells every time he kicked the ball.
I don't say oh shit. I said damn it. I don't say oh shit. I said
Either way, damn it would be a good one too.
Yeah.
You could have a theme song and everything.
All right,
Yeah,
great catch by Darian, bottom of the 6. I hope it's not a female. Never mind. Don't care.
Yeah, the notes were a little light on most of the
Don't
games
care.
this week, but that's fine. Bald Beavers also just still rolling. Scooney's just dealing with a lot of injuries here, so hopefully they get players back before the playoffs.
Yeah.
They still had like 15 people show up, so
They did?
Apparently none of those 15 people are any
kick
good.
11, 12,
None of them are good,
14,
though. That's the
15,
problem.
16.
Oh, come
16.
on.
Don't want to sell them short.
That's mean. YSC 3, 5 o'clock. Corksuckers suck off button grind, 21-5.
Yeah.
There's
Has
lots of notes
Corksuckers
on this
ever
one.
scored 21 runs in the entire franchise? Ever?
Yeah, I'm sure they have.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Notes on this one. Ben inside the park, 3-run homer in the second inning. Left field and Rover stole a home run from Chaska in the bottom of the 6th. Tagged out at home. In top of 8, accidentally marked Jill out early. She made it to third and was last out of the inning at home base. Double play by right field in top 7. That's a really good showing by Corksuckers. They seem to have their
I
shit
agree.
together this year.
So maybe Corksuckers actually just good. Is that they played KDC 4-2. Obviously, KDC can do no wrong and has never done anything wrong in the history of their team. So
I mean, if we're just basing rankings on who fares the best against the best team, I think they're second best in the league right now.
I would argue, I would agree with you, and I think that you should make the Corksuckers the number 1 seed in the playoffs.
They're a solid team. The thing
Same.
about them is they just don't score. They just don't. Except against Bun Grind. So.
They're doing okay this year.
Yeah.
Next up, YSC 3 at 7 o'clock. Kansas Tree Care cuts down Love Garden 9-6. In a result that surprised absolutely no one except for maybe some players on Love Garden. And Cal's sighing heavily.
What's going on at the top of this Love Garden
Very
lineup?
frustrating. I hate it so much. I hate.
Oh,
Tyler's my
there's
good
beef.
friend. I've voiced all my frustrations about what the top of the lineup is supposed to do, and that's just get on base. That's how you generate runs. And I think I took the notes on the game 2 weeks ago in Post House Squids, and I think all I wrote was that the Walters, both of them, are just these untamed stallions that just need to be like, hey,
Ridden
get on,
hard
get
and
on,
put away wet.
You are 1 and 2. Bunt, kick on the ground. Why are you popping up to center field every time you get up to kick in with no outs? You're never gonna beat a 1 seed if you play the way that it's not just them, but it's mostly just that's like the thing that I can't get over.
Here's a slight discussion question here. It's like, is the post Jake Friedman era, is that what's happening? Because I don't think they did that in their game of the week. I don't think they would do that if Jake was there. Jake Friedman, I'm saying. I think that's one of those things. Tyler's very good at kickball, but I don't think he has necessarily the mental aspect that Jake Friedman does. And you're seeing that that Jake W guy, he kicked the ball to me 3 times when we played them. You're not going to win the game doing that.
All right, Jess, let's go.
There's Jessica. It's Cal's teammate.
Why'd you say it
Yes.
like that?
There's Jessica.
Here comes trouble.
Tyler says that he tells him what to do, but I'm like, he doesn't do it, so why are you just going to keep allowing him to do that?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, he sack bunted in the 9th when they needed 3 runs. I go, that's the time, man? Are you sure? The whole game you don't bunt and you kick pop flies, and now you want to sack a bunt when you need 3 runs? Just not going to work.
Well, and Mike
Seriously?
Z is 29 for 30 or 100 for 101 or something
Yeah.
on the year. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you make some adjustments, and that's what maybe I shouldn't have done this during their game against Post House. But the 5th or 6th inning, I was like, hey, you're down 18. Make some adjustments. Like, just try something else. This isn't working.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
adjust.
they had Mike Z lead off one time, and he did great. So
Yeah.
it was just
Yes,
interesting
Mike
to
Z.
see.
Love Mike Z.
Love them all, though. I still love Tyler. Love you. You're
I love
great.
squids.
You
They
can
just,
do
They're
it.
frustrating. It's frustrating.
Here's the thing about Love Guard. It's like they have a lot. It's a big roster with like 15, 16 people, so they have depth. The question is like the quantity is there, but the quality, the actual quality of the players, are they going to be actually elite? It's going to make the actual threat to either Post House or Kansas Tree Care or Harbor Lights. And the answer is no, they're not. They'll beat against the rest of us minnows, like me and Sean's team, fine. But against
Don't
the
group
elite
wash
teams,
into that, man.
we're all minnows. Stop it. We're all minnows. But against the elite teams, they have no shot.
Well,
Because there's no continuity, because too many players out there, and there's no set discipline or set lineup.
Well, look, these games are very close. I think what Cal's saying is that if they tinker with their lineup and or Jake listened to what he was being told, then maybe they would have a chance.
Say
But
it.
he lost by
No,
figured out some
hey,
sort of brain to think for themselves,
I
you
l-
think.
I love Brian Sims. We go back, like, as far as Bryson and that one guy who was talking about earlier. Like, if that's their catcher, Harbor might score 32 on B Sims playing catcher, KTC. Like, you pick on him all day. Why are you not bunting on Brian Sims as their catcher?
Yeah.
Kansas Tree Care. Can't say KTC, Cal.
Sorry, Kansas
everyone-
Tree Care.
Because he's wildly athletic.
Like, no, he usually plays right field, and he's a great kicker. I like I said, it's just not. That's when you have to know, like, hey, leave your bunt short on Brian Sims because he won't throw you out like Nick Devin will.
Everyone used to shit on me for yelling at people, but you know what never happened? Morgan, I told her what to do. She listened. I yelled at everybody, and they did what I said. And this shit never happened. And that's all I have to say about that. So, Tyler, step up, grow some balls, and yell at people.
Also, unpopular opinion, Harbor Lights has like 11 people on our team, and we always show up, and we don't have to split kick anyone usually. So, anyways, squids,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was rooting for you, obviously.
One note, Kenny gunned it to Lou at third, and Lou made a one-handed catch, squeezing the ball. One of the most amazing
was-
catches I have ever seen. Note written by Stacy, not the scorekeeper.
He didn't get the out. I think I think he was either off the bag or it was something fluky, but that was one of those like Sports Center top 10. Like if someone got that on film, it was
Just palmed it on a
wild.
catch?
It was wild. It was wild.
Holy fuck.
Oh yeah, maybe squids. They're whatever the
The
GoPro
documentary,
guy,
the cameras.
the GoPro guy should definitely have that on film. That was
Shit.
Yeah. Also, just so Jake knows, just said stepping in my office, you're fucking fired.
cool. Yeah.
Next up, Harbor Lights just absolutely manhandles
Oh my
Lady
God.
Bird. 32-10. Is this the hate fuck of the week?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Undoubtedly.
And
22 runs.
saved Sean from that ignominy.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah. Thanks, Harbor Lights.
Hey, someone got shut out. We'll get to
You're
that.
welcome.
We aren't the fucking bottom of the barrel.
Before we get too deep into this, I know
Pretty
Cal
close.
have plenty to say. I have a take. I'm a firm believer that the board set Harpies up to fail here. If Harpies would have been probably like 6th or 7th ranked, I don't think Harbor would have done what they did to them. Because you guys gave Harpies like that, oh, you know what, like this team's contending for a title and this team can do shit. And so Harbor said, no, you guys need to shut the fuck up and they're not that good. Because they're not that good. I'm just saying, if the Harpies are Honey Badgers, the score is like 18-3.
Here's the thing. I felt like I was the only board member at that meeting that looked at Harpies in the 4 spot and was like, that's just wrong. It's just not right. It's just not right. But this is why people think I hate Johnny's. It's because they fucked up the whole thing. We couldn't say who would beat.
Yeah, Johnny's
they
out.
Let's
fucked
just
the
say,
whole
you don't,
thing.
we don't think you hate it. No, you do hate Johnny. Let's just
No,
face it. You do.
Their forfeit caused us to not be able to put Harpies where they would belong in the ranking, and that's why this
Oh,
is
yeah.
happening.
Yep. I
That's
remember.
why I disapprove.
Do you think that Harpies has potential to be a number 4?
No.
No potential.
No, dude, I'm telling you
P
this
word.
right now. Grant is like a Kroger brand version of me when I was on Geezer's Good Neighbor.
Oh,
That is
And it's like,
wow.
no, dude, I'm saying that. I think I'm the best player in the league. So being a Kroger
That's
brand
fine,
version
be
of me is
honest, no,
good.
just be honest,
It's like
okay.
he has a team that's built around him, and Grant plays third base, which is way more involved than first base for the record. And it's like, my thing was like, hey, kick the ball anywhere near me, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
Grant's thing is he has to rely on his teammates and they are all young, and they all do what he does. And that dude 360 throws out of nowhere. He does some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen. And so I watched his teammates do the same shit. They are all good. You pick and choose one player on that team. Every single player, for the most part, on that team could play on a top team easily. Every single one of them. But the problem is you group them all together, and Grant, I love Grant. He's good at kickball, but he is their leader. You just see crazy shit. There's no Simon to scream at people. There's no proper guidance.
I'm sensing a pattern here. It's that every team needs a Bryson to scream at his
that will work.
You might be right.
Hi, Jess.
All right, Jess, go and bury the Harpies. Go ahead.
No, honestly, they couldn't solve the problem that was us. They couldn't last year either. I mean, we put 12 on them. So I do agree, I love Harpies. But, I mean, when I found out they were the 4 seed and not Post House, I was like, what? I mean, Cal can tell you, I was texting her, what is going on?
I
just don't even think it's close, to be honest. And, I mean, we kind of showed that. But, honestly, I don't even think it was a ton of errors. We were kicking so well. I mean, they just had no solution for our kicks. And, some teams play us and they see us put Liv in right center and then think they can do the same. I'm like, I'm sorry, you don't have a Liv. Your girls may be good, but they're not Liv. So they did that, and we just took advantage. I mean, cool, you're going to put her out there? Okay, cool, we're going to kick RKIs on you all day. So, I don't know. They just didn't have the right solutions and tried to mimic us, and it just wasn't. They couldn't replicate it.
Just real quick question. Do you think that Harpies has the potential, the P word potential, to be a number 4 overall team, yes or no? Bryson says no. Potential.
I also say no right now.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So
be honest, that's fine.
My question is, are you asking, do the Harpies have the potential to be better than Love Garden? Because I think Love Garden.
Yeah.
And I would say right now, no, right? I think if you break it down like that.
Potential, not now, but potential.
They have good offense. Don't get me wrong. Harpies actually has pretty good offense.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if you give up 32 runs. So and they just can't limit the errors. There was one point. Oh my gosh. We had runners on first and second, or maybe first, second, and third. And they kick it to outfield. The center fielder fields it. Trey's run into 2, and instead of just tagging Trey for the third out, literally 2 feet from him, he throws it home. And it's
That's that Grant shit you were talking about.
Yeah. Level 1 teams don't do that.
I will say my post-game speech was just hey, anybody that we would have played tonight would have got 32 put on them. It just, at this point,
y'all ain't kicking that shit to center field on me.
all
Believe
cylinders right now. We, give us KTC this week instead of game 1, week 2, whatever it was supposed to be, and we score more than fucking 4 or whatever we did again.
It was 2.
It was 2. We put 30 more up because that's where we are right now, and that's how I
will say, to Harpy's credit, shout out Becca, because she made the actual play of the game on the team that lost by 22 runs. I don't know who kicked it, but they're right center fielder and right fielder ran into each other. And Becca was playing second base and kind of came out of nowhere.
Classic situation where 2 dudes aren't communicating and then a girl just comes in and chops it up and catches it.
Yeah, they ran into each other and Becca just comes out of nowhere. I'm pretty sure it's been caught on picture.
Yes.
So I saw she put it on her Instagram story. And she came out of nowhere and made a spectacular catch. And I'll say, I said it to Becca in a charity tournament in April. If you want off that team, you just got to hit us up because you're better than that.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Hey.
2 guys. Oh my God. Harpies. What's wrong with you guys?
The Harpies
22
runs allowed
God
is
damn it.
alarming. Not just this game, but in general, they just seem to be giving up a lot more runs than you would think. So there's got to it's a defensive problem as much as anything else, I think.
I had hopes for you guys, Harpies. Now it's dead. It's dead. It's dead.
But they had such a quick ascendance from the bowels of the league.
Right, yeah.
It was bound to catch up at some point. This is just they.
But you guys know this.
Getting a breather year.
It's easier to get out on top and then stay on top. It's when you have that potential to be on top, in the top 4, 5, 6, 7, then you say, hey, the target's on our back. You got to find a way to maintain that and be and that high expectation. Not get your brains beat by 22 to a great team like Harbor Lights. Lose by 6 or 7, 8? Sure. Not by 22.
Yeah, they can take a cue from Jason. When you start to come down, you just take another hit.
Cougar, are you speaking from experience about staying at the top of the league, or what's the scoop on that?
No, I'm just talking about just watching from afar there, as far as watching this league for the past 18 years. No, it's no. As an observer, it's
Fuck off, Bryson.
All right,
no, top team. No.
Let's get off this one.
Next.
Shirt Factory defrocks Honey Badgers 13-12. And I think the Honey Badgers were up 12-4 at some point.
They were up 8-0 at one point.
They were up 8-0, then 12-4.
What happened? happened?
So
Dude,
what I got
know,
from
I talked to Kenny. They said he was down his 1 and 2 kickers
and center
then
fielder
had,
and catcher.
2 injuries during the game.
At
in the
center
early
fielder and
innings.
catcher?
Yeah.
So they were
As
basically looking
the
at third
backups
strings.
and the
Yeah.
starters all got injured.
So basically they, I think it was after the 6th inning when both those players got injured. I don't think he could even replace the catcher, so it was just like a hobbled player essentially.
Yeah.
Shirt Factory came back and took it, but he said credit to them because they, they still kicked the spots and took advantage.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not like an IFU or anything, but I'm just encouraging, if you're the scorekeeper, have some fun, write some weird shit down. Just let us know minimal details, if nothing else.
There was a note on this one.
I
Bree
don't,
threw a rock at me 2 times.
I don't know.
Well, that's interesting.
That's funny.
There's space at the bottom for a reason. Just use, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, it's my...
But I gotta say this, credit to Lawrence Shirt Factory, that last week against, oh, shut up, Bryson.
I wish I loved anything as much as Cougar
Bryson,
loves.
shut up, Bryson. No, it's
shirt. I've been
weeks
saying
ago,
this
here's
for
the thing,
5 years.
weeks ago, I said that nowadays a Shirt Factory is now a classic, like, front-running team. You get a lead, play defense, and basically keep them at bay. They're not a team that you can get out of offense that can come back from behind.
They were down 8-0.
I know, but I said weeks ago. They're not that team. But then last week against Red Lake, they're down 6-0, came back to win, and the same 8-0 against Honeybread. I didn't think they had him anymore.
Yeah,
I thought those days were gone.
They added some young folks, though, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, they had Calvin. He's fast as fuck, as they call it, But still, give them credit that twice in back-to-back weeks they came back from a 6-0, 8-0 deficit. Even though I thought those days were gone.
Yeah, I would say, we just spent 10 minutes talking about the Harpies. I think LSF is, the exact opposite of why they're good. Is, they're not going to beat you, outrunning you, and playing, fast kickball. They just aren't stupid. They know what they're doing. They know what to do in every single moment. And, that proves,
That's why Brutang scares me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I watched, this is maybe a little unrelated, but not unrelated. I watched Calvin play slippage softball last week.
Yeah, this is pretty unrelated.
And he struck out the first inning, and then the next at bat he hit a home run. So all I'm gonna say is Shirt Factory right now, it's just inconsistent. Is that fair to say? You just to get down 8-0 and then I don't know, just play a full game.
Yeah, I guess there's something there.
Play a full game.
Yeah,
That's all
you
I'm
go.
gonna say. Thank
That's
you.
right.
Sorry.
There are
They would
certain
agree
teams
with
in
you.
the league
If
where
you
that
ask them the
8-0
same thing,
winds
Cal,
up
they would
being
agree with
20
you.
something.
If you ask them straight to their face, like take Juicer, they would agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
It's just 9 innings, folks.
Next up, KBC Tropics. Absolutely squashed Poshwash, 22-3.
Go ahead, Sean.
I believe they were up 15 plus, still bunting late in the game. And I was a field over, but it seemed like it was just a comedy of errors at first base from what I could tell. There were pass balls all day on the Poshwash side at first. What do you got on this, Sean?
If you don't have anything nice to say, you don't say anything at all.
Awesome.
I'll say,
I'll leave it
There
at
she
that.
is.
I'll say, Cal just flipped over the page and I saw Poshwash's kicking. It looked very similar to Muddy against KTC week 1. It just is not pretty.
Who's Muddy? I don't know them.
Harbor
at
Lights,
all
sorry.
anymore.
Harbor
Aaron?
Lights. Get the name straight, guys. Here's Aaron.
It's not KTC.
I try really hard to see the best in people.
I like where this is going.
So before our game even started, there was animosity flowing out of Cougars' dugout. Just some kind of hatred. And I don't know if this is spurned on by the podcast and things Sean says on the podcast or whatever, but your teammates are vile. And their family sitting on the sidelines were saying very, very rude things. Not a fan of your teammates. And Cougar, you're not even a player right now. You're more of a mascot. You might be their sponsor, but I'm not a fan of your team right now. I hope
That's
I
fair.
never, ever have to play them again. They are zero fun, and I wish them the worst.
Cougar,
Thank
take
you.
that tequila shot right now.
Yeah.
So I've already talked, Aaron, I already talked to you about this. You walk away without a response. So I should say that I'm going to have a word with them. What, you're still in the base. So I just said that I'll have a word with, Ryan about this. I had nothing to do with all this going on so far. I had no idea. And if that's really the case, yeah, I'm disappointed here as well. I really am. So I said I'll have a word with him, and I haven't had a chance to. So if that's really the case, Really, really, I'm sorry. It's like, but I can tell you this, like, this had nothing with me starting this at all.
Can someone confirm? This
So-
is like half this team's though are homies,
So-
right? Is that
What's
okay?
that?
Half this team's are homies, right? Yeah.
Only
Okay.
3 returned from the Mahomes.
Okay, well, I'll just say this, man. If you lose for like 6 or 7 straight years, like I'd probably be pretty animosity as well. So I that would be like my excuse on their behalf, but that's pretty ridiculous. So
It's not. That's still not a good excuse. It's not. It's a very weak excuse. You're right. It's right.
get
So,
the- let's get
so
the
I don't know
notes
what
here.
I don't know what happened there. So
The notes. Read them. Run it, Ben.
Max
What?
injured, top 3 scratched. Is that top 5 scratched?
It doesn't excuse the fact that we played horribly. It was just from the start of the game. It was not fun. Before the game started, 10 minutes before the game started, there was no fun.
Well,
Right,
they posted a picture of standing over Sean's grave.
can we
before
get
the
more
game.
of that?
shocked.
I want more of that.
They basically
oh jeez.
they
Please.
sent a signal, I think, ahead of time. It wasn't going to be friendly.
Hey, I'm not going to say anything other than if you're circling us on your calendar, you got a long ways to go.
So
Okay, this says Cougar has the worst
But-
sports. 0 fun today, Cougar. Come on, as someone you just said you've been in the league for 1,000 years. You should know better. You should do better.
like I said, I'll have a word with him. Okay. As far as the graphic of the tombstone had nothing to do with it. I was shocked when I saw. I was like, what?
Shocked.
No, I was shocked. I don't know where else it came from. Honestly, goodness.
Is that where like you're drawing the line? Is that what you have a problem with? 'Cause I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't. Sean,
I
do
thought
you
it was
disagree?
only good
Yeah, like,
fun.
that was funny.
I was shocked. I was like,
that was
what?
funny.
It was very poorly done.
Of course it's poorly
I think
done,
there
yeah.
should have been more time spent on it
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
At least an hour.
Jess has thrown hands for way less. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Chesticles has thrown.
We won't say
thrown
that there weren't threats of that happening during the game because I can confirm that that might have happened. I don't know who would have done that. Maybe me. But
Well, look,
I can say that I'm going to go ahead and break my rule. When you don't have anything nice to say, you shouldn't say anything. But arguably, it was the least fun, and it wasn't just from the gaming point or from the fan point, but as an all-around point, probably the least fun I've ever had playing kickball. And that goes back to like gym when I was like 6. So
Like I said,
it is what it is.
and
And it's in the past.
and here's the thing.
So
I'm
two thumbs up for that.
And here's the thing. Honest to goodness truth, I'm being really honest with you, and to you and Aaron. I hope Aaron's listening to this. I had absolutely no idea where all this came from. None at all. Am I disappointed this happened? Absolutely. And like I said, I'll have word with those, on the team, captain, and so forth, of why this all went down like this.
Hey.
I had absolutely zero to do with this at all.
Either way, the
So I'm-
silver
I'm
linings,
disappointed as
when you
well.
always look for positive affirmations,
Here's the
Yeah.
thing.
when you're
Whoever-
1-9 and you're circled on the calendar, hey, that made our year.
Sean, whoever wrote your lineup has really cute handwriting. That's the positive I'm going for right now. I'm going to just totally flip the script. We're going
That's
to move
my
on.
handwriting.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey, that's a positive,
I
man.
have
It's
really
so
nice
cute.
handwriting.
I'll say this, Ben. I know you're on the board. Callie on the board. Put KBC Tropics on Close House playoff schedule.
beautiful penmanship.
That's all I got to say. Well, we'll post memes. I'll make that fun.
Yeah,
I'll
I
go
don't
to that
think
funeral.
they're gonna have to drop
I'll
some,
go
I
to
think,
that
to get
funeral.
into your range.
Well, why
Yeah,
wouldn't they be like
4 and
14?
3.
Why wouldn't they be like 14?
I'm gonna,
or you
we're
guys
gonna,
can.
Let's get
They're not that
topics
high.
and
They're not that
IFU
high.
just for upsetting Aaron.
Yeah, we're
They're
gonna
not
get
that
there.
high.
Actually, that's a good question.
Let's
They're
go.
not that
Okay,
high.
next, Jazz.
Next up, Triple X gets sexy naked with Jazz House, 4-2. Chris
So,
for Triple X went 4 for 4, and triple question mark. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Oh, that probably means that they wrote something that couldn't be discerned from the score sheet. So low scoring game. Aaron.
Very low scoring game, and then it's a very exciting game to watch. I think Jazz House scored first. They scored one. It was 1-0 for a while. And then Triple X went 3 up in one of the innings, so it was 3-1 for a while. And Jazz House could have come back at any minute. They left a lot of players stranded on the bases
Yep.
if you look at the score sheet. I think that they've got a lot of young talent, and they just need to put it together. But Jazz House, so much fun. Like, the joy coming out of their dugout during the game was palpable.
Love that.
And yeah, it was just a really good game. And good job Triple X beating them, because I didn't think it was going to happen, honestly, from the start of the game. It was close for a while.
They needed that win, too.
They did. They needed it, and I thought Jazz House had it. So big shout out Triple X for winning that, because I didn't think it was going to happen. And as head ref, I don't like taking sides, but that was a close game. A lot closer than the paper. Like 4-2 is still a fucking close game.
with it being close, I deciphered what it said. Chris went 4 for 4 and had like 5 saved runs in left field.
All right, there you go.
So
Rick,
Actually,
Rick, can I ask a quick thing for you real quick? I know like 3 years ago you used to always come up and be like half your players had a birthday party or something every week. Like, where's your? I know like 3 years ago you were in the ones, right? Or 2 years ago? How long ago were you in the ones? Right?
Oh, in 2019.
So, in terms of that team, how many of those same players do you still have?
How many teams do I still have from 2019?
No, like how many players from that team that was in the
2019,
ones
how many have
do
you
you
remain?
still have?
You still have.
that are still on the squad?
Yeah.
Ellen? Just Ellen?
Maybe 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
They all grew up and went off and got real jobs. Yeah.
The worst.
These kids do that.
Hey,
They, some of them are in grad school, some of them are playing sports. But about that game, I do want to say that we've played XXX a bunch, and they are the best XXX they've ever had. And Thomas isn't here. He's not here, but he should be really proud of his team because their left fielder, that guy, at the end of the game, I told him I was going to break both his legs if we had to play him again. He was everywhere.
He was.
He would still catch it. Right.
Is that not against the rules?
Yeah, and they were just great. It was super fun game. Everybody was trying really hard. It never got chippy or anything even remotely. It was just really good teams going at each other. And my biggest problem with my team right now is we just leave too many people on base. I counted them up looking at the score sheet before the game, and once again we stranded 17 base runners.
Ouch.
And if you look at our losses, we have all these 1-run and 2-run losses. And we're stranding 15, 16, 17 base runners. I have had a couple guys. My big legs have had health issues, and so I don't have the massive power. And we did have Michael, my center fielder, kick 2 really super deep shots to left field that would have been home runs against anybody else. And that aforementioned person on Triple X just ran him down. And also shout out to Ember Lee. She was lights out at second base. She was staying on the base and catching everything. Yeah.
She always is, yeah.
Yeah. So
Still a really good showing, though. I mean, I'd like to see a defensive battle.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks, Rick. YSC 6, 5 o'clock. 23rd Street shuts out the late fees, 12-0.
Did not call the shutout. No.
Ouch.
No, you guys didn't call any shutouts.
No, I did not. No. I didn't call a shutout in a long
Missed
time.
this one. Yeah, go ahead, Aaron.
I only have feedback on this because I talked to some of the players from 23rd Street. This game started just after our game and finished while we were in the 6th, maybe 7th inning. This game could not have lasted more than 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was a quick one, which was great for those of us reffing.
Absolutely just burned through it.
Yeah.
And the people from 23rd Street said they had a blast. It felt like just a really fun old school game. And it felt like it was just like, get back to basics, getting the game over with, and moving on.
Yes, this is how you politely crush a team.
I'll have a talk with Neff about this. The late fees will be back. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, so I rep this one. There was a lot of fun had by all. Good spirits, no arguing. Shipley played excellent at third and was terrible on offense.
Let's go,
I'm just kidding. He I think every time he got up, it seemed like there was runners on first and second, and he bunted them over every single time, and they ended up scoring. So he was just
23rd Street
doing
is
the
fun.
yeoman's
They
work.
are one of the few teams I have watched this year, and I love watching them play. They're fun.
Yeah, they got a good team. They're coming up in the Pick'em segment.
Woo!
Next up, YSC 6 at 7 o'clock. Oh, no, let me backtrack real quick, because Thomas actually sent me a note that you deciphered there. He said he went 4-4 and prevented like 5 runs from scoring with his ridiculous catches. Dude had a literal perfect game, no drops, multiple diving running catches, probably alone had 8 outs on the game. So,
That's about right.
good job,
yeah.
Chris. That's still nowhere near Todd's like 23 out of 27 outs against Love Garden in the playoffs 5 years ago. YSC 6 at 7 o'clock. Red Lion doubles up the D holes, 14-7. Notes: Alex double RBI in ninth. That's the only note.
I have another note. For the first time all season, Alex Hammond correctly reported their score in the scores thread. So that was cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's promising.
I got to hang out with Neverby on Saturday night, who wasn't sober. Duh. He was like, we're going to make the D holes P holes. We're going to have Alex Hellman's kicking clinic tomorrow night. Like, it was so fun. Like, I love that for Red Lion. They deserve this. Look at them. Look at them go.
Oh, I don't know about that.
What was your preseason prediction? Like 3 wins.
3.5 wins. Over under 3.5 wins. Over under 3.5 wins, yeah.
Man.
Vegas doesn't always get it right, Sean. You know that.
No, reverse cursed. I'm
But
on to you now, Ben.
We have not had to play any of the top 4 teams yet. So
Kansas Tree Care Week 10.
yeah, this is part of the reason why I still have Honey Badgers ranked ahead of us in my personal rankings. But yeah, it was a really fun game. I think we yelled less in this game, or at least Nevervy did, than he has in any other game this year. Yeah, and I think part of that is because the refs were just doing a great job. Shipley accidentally called one foul ball that was not a foul ball, but that was the only arguable call, I think. And yeah, I think for D-holes it was mostly just it was kind of the Jazz House problem. They were getting runners on. I think they might have loaded the bases once or twice, just couldn't get them around. Quick shout out to Ari, really all the D-holes ladies, but Ari just kicked amazing, like she has been all year. So
Love her.
I was trying to tell my outfield where to stand so that they could try to catch her smoking line drives, and it didn't make any difference.
Just the eye test right now, the Red Lion lineup, having Ben and Ben split kicking 11 hole really stresses me out, but otherwise looks great.
Double bends. We thought about splitting the errands too.
Yeah, don't like that, but okay.
All right. YSC 7 at 5 o'clock. Reading Rockets topples the Empire 16-8. Another double up. Anybody got anything on this one?
I just feel bad. Us Empire's like arguing with the best chance for win the season. Sorry, Empire.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
Wait, I love that the Rockets split kick the one hole, 2 ladies.
Another
Love it.
split kick in the
Love
first spot.
it.
Yeah,
Love it.
I remember. Was it last week? What's her name?
What's
She was the lead-on kicker against the Tropics. What's her name?
So it's okay to split kick in the one spot if you're split kicking ladies. Is that what you're saying? But not if it's 2 dudes
Not
at
if
the
it's
top.
No, it
Now
doesn't
it's
make
2
any
dudes,
sense.
yeah.
No sense.
Yeah.
Right.
No sense.
That's. Never mind. I'm gonna stop before I say something I'm gonna regret.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, yeah, good job, Rockets. I mean, that's a lot of runs. YSC 7 at 7 o'clock. Kicking assets disappears the ghosts.
It's Kylie.
14-9. Daddy picked this one right. Fuck all you guys. Jeff, what do we got?
Yeah, you're the only one that picked it right.
Yeah, hey guys, what's up?
Hello, Mr. Moore.
I could spend all day talking about myself like Bryson does up here all day long during the podcast. But
He
I had
saves
an
that
awesome
for the
game.
off season.
I had a great game, but my ladies really were the eye of the team. They had some great catches. Lindsay at second had some great catches, and they also made some great kicks. Like Abby and Lindsay both were batting people in, getting on our KIs.
Yeah.
We had a great game though. It was awesome. I told you all we were on the come up. Watch out.
Yeah, it looks like
Thank you,
Ghost
Jeffrey.
had a great start and then just
Ghosted
disappeared.
himself.
I can't
Yeah,
use
that's
that
the
pun. But
apparated.
Dissipated.
yeah.
That 8-2 prediction by Katie before the season started.
See, the week before they
Done that.
unlocked their defense when they put Colton at pitcher, and they switched the lineup this week, and now they've unlocked the offense. So I think Jeff is right. I think they're going to be a little bit on the come up. I mean, they would be on the come up if they didn't have to play Red Lion this week. But I also, although funny enough, I think Colton bet $50 with Junior maybe that he was going to get on base every time, and I think it was like over his
my
first
gosh.
3 or something. Yeah.
One. Wait, did the Ghost have 6 ladies kicking
Yeah.
spots?
I believe so.
All right. Love that.
Love that.
Love that. Go Ghosts.
YSC 8 at 5 o'clock. Red Legs beats Johnny's in extras 9-7.
It's hard to believe this is the Red Lake's second win of the season. But they have a murderous schedule.
Yeah, they really needed this one
Murderous
too.
schedule.
Yeah. So look. Let's just take a quick poll here. Red Legs, Johnny's, Brutang. Where do you guys have them? I have Brutang 10, Red Legs 11, and Johnny's 12.
No, Brew Team doesn't beat either of them.
No.
No.
Agree with Bryson for once
Yeah.
in my life.
Nope.
I will say, like, Ben, with you, though, like, there comes a point where, like, when you're ranking teams, you have to take body of work, you know, and, like, I would never rank Redlegs ahead of Brewtang simply because like they have gotten killed and have lost a lot of games. But like if they played, I think Redlegs would win.
Yeah.
I got something. If you have time, we'll go to it. We'll see.
Well, see, here's the thing. And we can say it as many times as we want, and people can get as pissed off as they want. But it's these type of questions where there's levels to this. And as good as Brewtang has been, as good as Brewtang is, they are not quite to that level. Now, would they be competitive games? I think 10 times out of 10, they're probably competitive games, but 10 times out of 10,
I
they lose
agree,
to
Sean.
both
I
teams.
think so. I think Jerks made Brewtang look real good on Sunday night.
Yes.
I don't know that that Brewtang plays that well against.
They actually played KTC pretty well, didn't they? What was that like?
Yeah, the finals was
that's
8-2.
that's the
8-2
level.
final.
It's not
Nobody's ready to talk about it.
8-1 final
You
of week 2.
can't be up on the Jerks by 2 in the 8th or 4 in the 8th, whatever it was. But 2 weeks earlier, you lose by 2 to KTC, Kansas Tree Care. When they play to their opponent's level, it's a whole different situation, which is what Kansas Tree Care does.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Brewtang is not necessarily playing to their opponent's level. They're playing to their level that week. And as good as they've been, the games that I've been able to watch, they've been so wildly inconsistent. And with a 8-9 run inning in the 8th inning of Game of the Week, you go from an 8-2, 8-3, possibly 8-4 game to a 17-4 game. It looks way different on paper than what we all watched for 9 innings.
I really want to talk about Redlegs and Johnny's, but I also just like Brewtang does everything together 6 days a week. Rec Sports, I get it. I want to hear from Lauren also.
And here's Lauren.
So I asked Angela on KTC what she thought about these rankings. She said that KTC played both teams, and she's confident Redlegs would beat Brewtang by at least 8.
By what?
By
8.
By 8?
I'll take her word for
I
it.
think
Although
that's
I
a
will,
fair assessment.
I will
Eight's a
say,
good-
if I was going to draft players from those 3 teams, I would probably take that Zach kid from Brewtang before I took
center field?
anybody else. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
God,
that is disrespectful as hell. Michael Linton is way better than that kid. I don't even like Jose, and Jose's better than that kid.
I don't know how many home runs Harry's kicked this year.
Carey's better than that kid. Yeah, okay. I'm going to tell you this right now. Anyone can kick the ball deep left field on soda jerks, man. I kicked like 3 home runs when I played them 2 years ago.
All I'm going to say is Carrie and Michael don't make an entire
Look,
team.
I agree. No, but you're talking about drafting players.
He kicked 2 home runs in the game that I reffed like 2 weeks prior over the fence.
Yeah. I'm saying you're telling me that you would take that center fielder from Brewtang over Michael Linton and Jose.
How long has Michael Linton been playing?
I don't know. I don't care.
How long has this guy been playing?
That doesn't
4
mean
games.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. He's just incredible.
How do you not like Jose?
This is not a subject matter for the
I
podcast.
am not sure about you as a human if you do
This
not
is
like
not
Jose.
a subject matter for
He
the
is a
podcast.
motherfucking hero,
Sure, this is hot
firefighter.
take.
This is
Tuesday.
not.
Come on,
This is not a
Come on
subject
right
matter
now.
for this podcast.
It's a different podcast.
Oh, boy.
We'll talk about it later.
I'm gonna get in trouble for that one.
Bryson After Dark. We'll talk about it later.
I mean, Bryson might as well. Aaron pretty much buried my team, so whatever. So.
There's no burying.
I'm kidding, of
You-
course.
you-
I'm kidding.
You
of course.
are responsible
Hey, I
for
want
your
to
I agree. Hey, I said
talk
well,
about
at least
Red
I
Legs
agree.
and
Yeah,
Johnny.
so.
I just want to say Jordan is awesome. She just does great things, and I heard she made some really good catches and kicks late in the game that helped them get that win. So, like I said last time I was out here, Jordan Miller will get it done. So they're gonna have a good run in playoffs. Told y'all they would beat Johnny's. Redlegs, love them.
There were notes. James Pickle, Jack Byrne, Austin, then James infield home run in the 6th. James hit for cycle plus a double. Shane sliding catch. Jess volleys to get Cole out in the 6th. AW burns Jess, but left at 3rd in the 7th. Cole stranded in the 8th.
James with the cycle.
Yeah. Good job, buddy.
Hey, happy from Finley. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Finley still got
I'd
it?
probably take
Of
Finley
course
over
he
that
does.
guy
Finley
as
still
well.
got it. Of course he does.
You
I
know,
don't know.
a couple games ago, he would have kicked for the cycle, but he didn't hold up in 3rd. Instead, he got a second triple.
I'm just glad Cougar didn't go, Cal, what do you think about Johnny?
What did I say?
What just happened?
I'm just glad that you didn't call out me for like hating the I don't hate Johnny's. I'm just
like strongly.
proving my point over every week. They prove my point. What I said at the beginning of the season, where like that's not how you do it.
I will say actually, since we are shitting on Johnny's, I hit up Michael Linton a couple years ago and tried to get him to join Geezers. He wouldn't do it. And then me and Marcus like kind of went to him about like us playing on Johnny's over Post House, and he was like no. And he also told Marcus that I was going to implode Post House and that we would not be good with me on the team.
Well, the season's still young, my friend.
I've made it further. I got kicked out of the league last year this time, so I've made it further than last year.
You know who pisses me off, kind of like Johnny's pisses you off, although I still love them like you love Johnny's, is Asteroid Head. Speaking of which, Asteroid Head 9-6 over Sacred Sword.
Good.
Asteroid is quietly 4-3. Very quietly 4-3.
I have a crush on Asteroid Head. I think I kept the scorebook for them on game of the week, like week 2 or 3. I totally have a crush on them. They're great. Love them.
Yeah, they had that one game where they scored like, there was an upset and they scored like 1 million runs.
Yeah.
When the wind was out.
Dropped like 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, but somehow they get shut out by Button Grind week 3, 9-0.
It just looks really weird.
Oh, they dropped 28.
Yeah.
20 to Scoonies, yeah.
Jesus. Oh.
Yeah.
Notes
But then
on
they
this
get
one,
shut
John
out by
had
Button
a-
Grind week 3, 9-0. Go figure.
John had a great diving catch at third with a throw to first from the ground for a double play in the second. Double play by Kenny at pitch, top 9 to keep score close, 6-9.
Nice.
Yeah. That's a good win for Asteroid Head, but it's also a decent showing for Sacred Sword. That's like 2 decent showings in a week for them.
These are the games I wish I could watch. Right
Yeah.
there. That's it. That's the one.
Yeah, I don't want to play Brutang or Asteroid Head in the playoffs.
Same.
No, I went too far. Next up, Hobbs Park, 7 o'clock. Post House. Wilson Phillips, John Wilson, or Jay Wilson's.
Oh, my gosh.
Which stuff? I could do better there. Do Jay Wilson's Phillips couldn't hold on against Post House. 12-5. What do you got for this, Bryson?
I'll say 2 things off the rip. First things first, this is just for anyone. If you guys are going to play us, don't make your game plan kicking me the ball 12 times because you're never going to win that way. And secondly is honestly, every morning I've woke up this week and been glad that Simon didn't text me that I was off the team because that was the worst kicking performance I've ever had in my entire life. And I have been worried every single day when I woke up that he's going to kick me out.
Doesn't bode well for the championship game, which is also at Hobbs.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I'm going to have to start practicing in Hobbs because I haven't kicked there
I
in
think
4 years.
Bryson caused more outs for his team than the defense did.
I mean, you might be right, in all honesty.
Also, big shout out to Simon for that amazing catch off Josh's kick.
So in the ninth inning, I think it was, or 8th. Me and Simon were like, Josh has let off like 3 times, and he's just bombing in the infield. Let's play up, like, make him kick it over our head. And what does Josh do? Bombs it over
Crushes
Simon's
it.
head, and Simon just takes off running. And like, Simon says he blacked out, which sounds about right. Like, he honestly went over his shoulder to catch the ball. And it had it, lost it, had it, lost it again, had it, lost it again. And he starts to fall and hits his leg and comes back up. And next thing you know, he has the ball. Most miraculous thing I've seen all season. And then I've been yelling no fly zone every single time people have been kicking me the ball. And I got Simon to yell no fly zone, and that made me really happy.
Yeah, that catch was probably one of the better catches I've seen all season. It was crazy.
Great mustache, Derek, by the way. Love
Thank
that
you.
for
Yeah.
you. Love that. Love that.
Looks like you should be playing for the porn spats with that
Love
stash.
that.
Right?
For you.
Oh, no.
Maybe next year, we'll see.
All right, game of the week. It was Brutang 9-tupling up soda jerks.
That was
18
terrible.
I don't even know what the
That was
math is there.
terrible.
Yeah. 6 sextupling up. Yeah, that's better.
What a backdoor cover, though.
18-3.
The only note is kicked out of order.
Oh,
6.
Yeah.
Here's the deal on that. We caught this on the broadcast. They did not kick out of order in the 6th.
No.
Ashley came up in the 6th spot, or in the 8th spot, in the very first when they went through their first at-bats. She kicked in the 2nd in her spot. She kicked in the 4th in her spot. In the 6th inning, they caught it and moved her to the 12th spot and assessed an automatic out for God knows what reason.
No, the problem was she wasn't on the lineup at all.
She wasn't on the lineup.
No,
Yeah,
they didn't
she
have her name
kicked
down.
and she established that spot in the first
But
run
it
through.
doesn't matter. So I wrote that lineup out 5 goddamn different times. 25 years playing kickball, 17 years being a captain. I've never fucked up a lineup ever.
But
First
here's
time.
the deal.
But
we
no,
weren't given a lineup, and I caught it in the first inning.
Well, you should have spoke up sooner. So,
It's
first of all,
hard.
the fault is 100% on me.
You can't
Yes.
kick out of order your first time through the lineup.
It's not just
It's
that.
impossible.
Given the score, you probably should have gone with one of the other 4 lineups.
True. The scorekeeper did not suck. It was his first time, so a little caveat there. He was fine. He was actually one of the better refs. That being said,
Whoa, I disagree with that.
that being said, it was my fault for the lineup. I should have caught it. I literally looked at it thinking it doesn't look right, but game on, you know. But no, it was the right decision. She was kicking out of order. She wasn't on lineup. I had no other place to put her than the bottom on the 12th spot. So that's why she got moved.
Well, but
But
was
that
there
was-
no conferment on have you kicked?
No.
Yes?
He
You
did
kicked?
not start doing that until the top of the 7th. He started checking
Well,
names.
well, either way, at that point when you go, have you kicked? Yes. Where did you kick? Well, I kicked here.
Yo, Sean,
Did you
where
kick
was
in
this
that
energy
order?
from my friends at our bar a couple weeks ago, man? Nobody checked on them.
No, it's the same issues.
I
It's
wasn't there.
First of all, it's
Yeah, I
on the
agree,
captain.
but nobody stepped
But
up for him. But he's asking
No,
the
yeah.
scorekeeper to step up
it's
for
never
Joker.
it's never the ref's responsibility. It's the captain's.
I agree.
But that being said, there are checks and balances. Obviously,
Nothing
if
was
he has a
checked.
few more games under him, he'll
Somebody
probably know
shoulda
now.
Caught it. Yeah. In both instances,
Yeah.
somebody should have caught it.
That being said, it wasn't a shutout.
There you go.
But
No one
I
calls
mean,
shutout. No one calls shutout.
it's the same thing we've struggled with all year. Our offense has just struggled to get any momentum. Defensively, I think we did good. They nickeled and dimed us almost every inning, and then it just, at some point, the deficit is so high you can't, dig out of that hole. We made a slight try at like the 8th, but it was
I
short-lived.
thought you guys were doing okay. Frankly, I was surprised the score was as close as it was
You
when I
guys
got
played
there in like
really
the 3rd
well
inning.
through 6. Like,
Yeah. So,
kinda-
like, I had a game plan, and for offense anyways, and just the balls weren't going quite exactly where I wanted them to go, and then, one out here, one out there, and it piles up.
Yeah.
That being said, Bryson.
You guys did start throwing
Yeah,
the ball around
I'll
a
say-
little bit
yeah,
later
it
in the
was the-
game.
Oh, I had
the
one
fourth.
fly straight out of my hand.
Yeah.
I felt it squeezing as I threw. I was like, don't throw it.
Like
And
it
I
was
threw
the
it.
end of the 4th, and at that point, I think it was 4-0, and you only gave up 1 run in the 4th. But when you guys came out, Katie even saw it. It was like everything that you had at the beginning of the game had left.
Yeah.
And it was only 4-0 in the 4th. But
there's-
you had admitted defeat and just wanted to keep it close.
So I've been trying to keep the positive energy a little bit more alive in the games, and coming off a couple weeks of win, couple bad losses, and we had a really weird shit show against Reading Rockets. That was a whole nother thing. That being said, we lost a leg. Yeah. So trying to keep that positive emotion, but like all of a sudden that close play doesn't get your way, and then you got 1 or 2 outs, and it's like, well, shit, now we're back at a 2-out situation. What are we really doing? It adds up.
On
Yeah,
the
I'll
plus
say-
side, you guys weren't responsible for the worst play of the game. That was, I think it was the third baseman for Brutang who did a pirouette and then threw it straight at the wall.
yeah.
That was
Straight
amazing.
into
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Well, our game plan was to pick on catcher, third base, that little weak spot, and like I said, our balls didn't quite go exactly where it was in our favor.
Yeah.
I'll say, Derek, I watched the tape back. I made a bad call in that first inning, man. That's on me. I'll say I didn't move.
That one where you said the guy got pulled off the base.
No,
too.
dude.
You
No.
fucked that up.
He was 100% off the base.
No, he was
100%.
not. We're gonna watch the tape on that one.
100% off the. 100% off the base.
So I'll say this: first of all, Bryson, mad respect. You're a guy who can take shit and talk shit. So
Oh, yeah.
that's why I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
That being said, not your best
Well,
showing
it
at
was
first base.
like
period.
2 or 3 times I didn't move. What are 2 or 3 times there was a close call? I was like, you're fucking shit.
Well, for just reference, a game of the week. Just leave your phone in your pocket, man. You were, you were hitting up Tinder more than you were watching fucking plays.
What?
Or
I
whatever.
have no
it was.
response to that.
That being said, the situation's all resolved, but I don't know how you miss a player walking off base, going in a dugout, and starting shit.
I didn't miss that.
Well, you didn't do anything about it either.
He made him drop his hot dog.
Yeah, so no, I was going to get
Also,
to that at the end.
For a record, that runner should have been out, period, for leaving the base
Yes,
of
I
play,
agree.
but once again, that wasn't called.
Okay, so am I wrong here as first base ref? I am not the head ref of the game. And the header of the game saw what happened, and I called the dude out. I said, get the fuck back on the base. But he gets to overrule me. Then how's the home plate ref get to overrule you then?
A good home ref will never overrule you. They'll talk it out and say, this is my view, this is this view.
So I won't. And
I've always had issues.
Last time I passed the ref test was like 2019, so maybe I fucked up. But no, I'll say my take on the situation was like the game's basically. Oh, you guys were literally down like 12 runs, and my take was like, dude, get the fuck back on the base. And then they hugged it out. So I was like, I will say your team was chirping at the guy, and that was why I let it go, because your team was chirping at the guy. And his response back was uncalled for, unacceptable. But it's like, they hugged it out, and I was like, okay, get back on the base. After the game, and I'll say, like, I think that dude, as a rule follower myself, I've never broken a rule in my life, I'll say, I think that guy needs to get in trouble because I dropped my hot dog pulling that dude away from the fence.
You were definitely big mad about that hot dog.
And it's like, bro, you won by 12. Why are you talking shit?
Wait, hang on a second. I think what's missed in all this is while you were reffing, you were checking Tinder and eating a hot dog?
No, I will say I was never on Tinder. I have never had Tinder in my life.
As far as his conduct, both captains, we've already talked about it off-site. Everything's fine there. No big worries. But, I mean...
Well, no, that guy showed his ass. I think he's looking right at
fine.
me right now, actually, while I'm talking.
Yeah.
Also,
that guy definitely showed his ass.
I have another gripe with the board.
Of course you do.
What happened to
fucking surprise.
What happened to the 7th inning, kick the stuff around?
Well, what happened was that Arbar, who were going to forfeit for going to so many extras that they caused Home Loans to have to ref 12 innings. That game went so long, and Home Loans was supposed to sell the tickets, and by the time we found out that... What's that?
Aaron,
all 10 people were
I
reffing.
turned into Aaron Adams on Wilson. Wilson showed up and was like shruggy guy, and I turned into Aaron Adams. I tried my best to be like, well, you lost our charity money, and that's why
I'll
you're
tell
not
you
gonna
what,
spend
it was a sight to behold as well. I got to see slightly firsthand, and I've heard secondhand recurrences of this interaction. Oh yes,
I would love to see
it was
I
absolutely phenomenal.
Well, I do appreciate that.
I've never seen such a big guy wither into such a pile of poo.
That also
so
being
quickly.
said, though, there's also 9 board members. It was kind of disheartening to see.
All right, Derek,
part
sit
of
down.
it. No, I'm good.
I totally get it.
As the person in charge of the raffle and someone who also thought there were other things that were going to happen in the 7th inning,
Thank you.
I
Yes.
communicated with the Home Loans team, who is my team that I'm supposed to coordinate with.
Yeah.
And they couldn't make it until like the 6th. I think they had 2 people there at the 4th, and I wasn't going to make 2 kids that didn't even know who I was and who to find deal with the raffle.
Yeah,
But
it became clear.
it is a loss for charity.
Yeah,
Sorry,
by the time
family.
we figured out what was going on, it was too late to start selling the tickets
So
anyway.
all that means is this week everybody buy 2 times as many raffle tickets.
Yeah.
Right.
I would like to have it on verbal record that Erin Adams raised $350 by herself on a Friday night for KV Kills charity.
Good job, Aaron.
And Home Loans did fuck all. So
Aaron,
their
I have a question for you.
Their
Sounds like
IFU should be monetary.
Aaron, I have a question for you. I know you know. How much money is normally raised in like the raffle for the 7th inning?
The raffle average is between $150 and $400 depending on the year, depending on the week, depending on the game.
What would you say the average is this year?
The average this
$250.
year, I think right now KVKL is sitting
Lauren knows.
at
Lauren knows.
if I had to guess, I would guess around 800.
Lauren knows
Guess
exactly
Lauren
what it
knows.
is.
It's been about $100 to $200 every year. The jackpot's sitting at every week. The jackpot's sitting at about $760, so we make minimum $760 for charity, assuming someone hits the jackpot. It's a lot of work for that $760, but
So you're saying like $200 a week, though, right? Is that what you're kind of?
1 to 2.
Okay, I will write a check to the board for $200 on
You're a
behalf
saint.
of the Drop Stoppers for forcing 12 innings of Arbaugh. It's
Fucking
embarrassing.
Thank
By
you,
the way-
Aaron
by the way,
Adams,
I had-
for always. Thank you, Derek, for making us always feel.
Thanks.
By the way,
Bryson.
real quickly, I had no idea Home Loans were supposed to do the raffles. Like,
Yeah, you wouldn't have known because they weren't there.
because here's the thing, like, if there was 6 or because if there's 6 or 7 of our KBC Tropics of our scoreboard duty, I know how much 23. Could have asked us to help with the raffle, but oh well.
Yeah, that's it. We can't
We
make
could've
you. You're
done it.
already doing the 7th inning
I
stretch.
don't know. Something
sing
about
along and
something
everything.
about those tropics seems a little unapproachable.
Oh, boy.
Just ask Nick Lerner. You got fired. Hashtag.
These selling tickets, and then immediately after this,
Yeah, I
they
know,
give them the
Aaron,
tickets.
I
They're like,
know.
sucker! Stomping on your grave. All right. So, yeah, that's it.
Enough about how much the board sucks. What about the guy that showed his ass?
Oh, my
He talked more, and he had the ball. He's walking. Ladies and gentlemen, I think he's walking
Coming
up
up
to the
front.
microphone.
Here comes Farai, ladies and gentlemen.
Walking up to the microphone.
The walk of atonement.
Let's go. What do you got?
Why? Why did you do that?
So,
man?
Farai, we need a first hit. What happened?
First of all, I'd like to say Brutang are doing really great, and this should not take anything away from them. And I would like to apologize to Soda Jerks because they're a great team. I know Derek, not personally, but I've seen Derek around, and I have a lot of respect for them. And I was walking over to apologize at the end of the game, and I was a little fired up, and then one of their guys told me to fuck off. I was walking over to apologize, and so that affected me the wrong way, and so I yelled back at him. But it's gonna be, once you're ever gonna see anything like that, I'll do better, and I have a lot of respect for everybody.
Honestly,
And thank you for having me on the
I
league.
love this right now. You have like a new game of the week alter ego. I love that for you.
I love this, yeah.
Like it's like your
Throw on the
twin
cake,
brother.
Farai.
I know you from like Red Lion, and you're like the sweetest man. And then so I was like, is this guy's like evil twin brother that's like playing game of the week?
Yes.
It's terrible.
You know
But
what it
good
was?
Look, it happens to the best of us. Welcome to the league. Good
It was
for
all
you.
from just being in close proximity to Bryson for too long.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm not gonna name any names here, but there's someone in the crowd that recently accounted when I threw a hat one time I played kickball, and I'll just say that's a good place to start, because if you're throwing your hat, there's a good chance you end up being as good as me in
You're
like 2 or
there.
3 years.
You're
So.
there. You're welcome. Welcome.
All right, thank you.
I've seen Cougar throw his hat a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's true.
Thanks, Farai.
It's true.
All right, hey
Credential
Bryson,
is true.
you had some discussion questions, yeah?
Yes, I did.
We gotta
Oh,
try
no.
it. We gotta motor a little bit because we're gonna start to.
Well, I just
spread
have
out
one
karaoke.
that I really, really want to talk about, so we can focus
What's
on this
that,
one.
Bryson?
So my first discussion question is, I want everyone up here to say what their favorite part of the Facebook group is.
With their what?
Favorite part of the Facebook group is.
They're part of Facebook group.
That happens in there, that they said in there. What's your favorite thing about the Facebook group? Sean, you can kick it
Oh,
off.
especially like going back to ours. I love the shit talk that is copacetic. Like the picture that appeared this week. It did not disappoint me at all. I responded with a nice little Jordan gif. I took it definitely personally.
Well, I didn't count.
Like that's some of my favorite stuff because like it gets people interacting. Like, yeah, you've got your scores thread every week where people are going to check out, try and see. But that stupid picture had like 80 different responses to it.
Yeah. So
And it
I
had
wish our charity
nobody-
stuff got as many views as that dumb shit, for sure. Yeah.
I'll say, I think, Cal, you were with me when Sean pulled up to the game, at Game of the Week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I texted Marcus,
Yeah.
and I was like, Sean just pulled up to Game of the Week, and he's like limping, and you had all the equipment for the stream, and I was like, Sean literally looks like he just got back from his own funeral.
Yeah, I dug out of the grave they buried me in.
He slid in hard to third and got landed on, and they were down by a shitload at that point. That kid's got hurt. That's what you got.
Hard, man.
At that point, we were actually down 21-0.
I love that.
And that drew in 2 RKIs, and then I scored the third run.
That's hard, man.
Hey,
Yep. No
balls
surprise.
to the walls until the wheels fall off or the game's over. One of
Yep.
the two.
Yep.
So 1-9 or 9-1, you're going to get the same out of me no matter what.
Yep.
Yeah.
No surprise.
Cougar, what's your favorite part?
Favorite part?
The open challenges for Jello Wrestling for charity.
It's not the open challenge for Joe wrestling in the wrestling challenge. Stop it.
That was my least favorite part.
That's my least favorite part too. I'm like, this is
I
disgusting.
honestly think Cougar's favorite part is every time he gets to post that SpongeBob picture where he's covering himself with
nope.
sand. Yeah, the nope
like,
one.
nope. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The meaning of the SpongeBob kid.
He
Like,
said
nope.
that to me after the game. He was like, "This is a live pic. Look at you." He just kept rubbing dirt onto the wounds. I'm holding you accountable for that, Cougar.
Oh my gosh.
Well, the reason I asked this question is because I just love telling people this. My favorite thing, literally Sunday tradition in the summer, is going on the KVKL page, go into the scores thread, and I know it's just a matter of time until I swipe far enough to find Alex Hammond telling his team's score, and it's always the other team-ish to his team amount. And then someone almost immediately after is like, no, the other team had 3 or 4 more runs than you implied they did. And then his response to that is always a paragraph just like coming up with excuses on why the score was not what he said it should have been and why it was what it was. And it just makes my life. Like I love Alex Hammond. He's like genuinely one of the nicest dudes. I don't know if he's here. I think Megan's here. Like, literally some of my favorite people. But it's just like, it brings me joy because like, I know what if I was on Hammond's team, I would be doing the same thing. I would be like, oh yeah, we lost 15-4, like 9-ish to 6, like I'd be doing the same thing. But man, it's
It's a barn burner. We didn't put up 5 in the 8th.
It's my favorite. And then if the 5th inning goes a little differently, we might have won when they lost by like 11.
What's your favorite, Cal?
I just can't stop thinking about how my least favorite part of this podcast is when Hammond is up here dick riding Kansas Tree Care. Excuse me, not KTC. I don't have an answer to the real question. That's all I have to say about.
Well, he does the same thing in the Facebook group as well. So.
That's all I have to say about that.
My favorite part of the Facebook page is the ability to kick people off it.
Oh no!
Dude, you know what sucked is when I wasn't allowed to post for like a month and a half in the Facebook group. And
got muted.
People were putting my fucking name in their mouth, and I was getting pissed.
I was just saying how much I miss that.
Our engagement needs a Bryson.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real.
I'm a
Controversy creates cash.
Every league needs an antagonist, man. Every single one. And I'm perfectly fine being the bad boy. People that know me, I'm nice. I am not like how I am at KVKL at all when it's outside. It's like I always say, I put my beats on, I put One Kiss by Dua Lipa on, and I become a completely different person.
I heard you put your cleats on both at the same time.
I want you to know, Bryson,
and then laces them.
The maximum amount of time you can mute someone from a group on Facebook is 3 months. So if you look at my last year planner, every few months, it's like, mute Bryson again.
Yes. Love that.
Just have an automatic reminder in your phone, like, oh, it's Tuesday the 28th.
The Facebook group was born back then, man. That's all I gotta say.
All right.
I'd never checked it back then.
Bryson, what's the second one? We could probably do a really
my
quick.
only other thing was, this isn't really a discussion question, I just wanted to laugh about it, is somebody messaged me, this was anonymously on Facebook Messenger, someone I do not talk to very regularly, and said you should point out on the podcast that Cougars team split up, and in a matter of 7 weeks, the 2 split up teams have won more games than Cougars team did in years. And I just think
years combined, actually.
years combined, like in years.
Yeah.
And so it's just like
Cougar, you've
that's
been really
unreal.
quiet tonight.
That's just like an unreal.
Well,
point.
first of all, last year we went 6-4, which is like the best record like all time in franchise history. So, but it's just, I'm happy for the other team. I'm legitimately happy for the other team. They're doing well. I really am.
Other team. They're the good Cougars.
Fine, the South Korea of Cougars. Fine, the ball.
What team is the other? Is
Ball Beavers.
Oh, geez,
That's your favorite team name. The Ball Beavers.
I'm walking
The Ball
this
Beavers.
back.
The Ball Beavers, your favorite team name. I know. But I told you before, the Ball Beavers were a team name years ago. Andrew Chavez, same captain.
Love
I just-
Andrea.
No, honest good. I'm happy the Ball Beavers are doing well. I really am.
I can't wait for this showdown in the DMZ that's coming.
Yeah.
Ball Beavers
DMZ.
versus
Oh,
KTC.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Week 9, the DMZ.
Great.
North
Yeah.
Korea Cougars versus South Korea Cougars.
Yeah, you all got mirrors on the other side.
Oh, God.
We're just going to abduct one of the other players. I know it's coming.
Oh,
All right, so we're starting to go long. On the plus side, there are like 14. We would probably all agree on the results
We don't have
games
to talk
this
about.
week.
Yeah, we don't have to
Yeah.
talk about it.
So I'm just gonna run through the schedule and then highlight the pick'em games, and maybe one extra.
Can I just go the standings real quick as far as the pick'em games?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So last week, I've done what? Ben, you went 2-1. Sean, you went 1-2. Myself and Guest 2 went 2-1. Overall, Ben's 10-11. Sean 13-8. Guest 2's 15-6. I'm also 15-6 with a correct pick'em game spread prediction.
Wow.
Extra bonus point.
Look at you, Cougar. This is the year of the Cougar.
No, it's not.
KBC Tropics on a roll.
No, it's not. It's not the year of the Cougar. It's never the year of the Cougar. Stop.
Before we start, I guess this isn't really a discussion question, but it's like just because obviously there's a bunch of like obvious scores right now. Over under point differential between Post House's game, KTC's game, and Harbor Lights, 75 points. What are you taking? Over under?
Over.
Oh, God. Hold on, I just saw that Kansas Tree Care plays the Rockets, and I'm already going.
We play the late fees.
I'm
yeah,
going over.
but see,
That's
the
all I
wild
need to
card
hear.
there is KTC because they don't usually like really
Kansas Tree
lay
Care.
into teams when they're when
Yeah,
it's clearly
Kansas
gonna
Tree
win.
Care.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh man, yeah, I'm going over 75 because if Harbor's dropping 32
And here's
on the
the
Harpies,
thing, and that's when by the fourth, we're just place kicking.
Harbor
We're
by
just-
larger. Yeah, I'm
we're
going
not
over
trying to
75.
Fuck, we're not trying to hate fuck at all.
Over 75.
See, I think I lean towards the under because I think KTC wins by 15. So then you're saying 60.
Yeah, see,
Between-
this is not a great week. I'm going to throw this out there, though, because Mike Z actually had a great idea, and it's still in its infancy, so I don't know if we're going to do it. But he suggested that what we do is next year we do the same kind of random schedule, but we take one of the most lopsided weeks, eliminate that game, leave Week 10 open.
I
and
agree.
Then
I
in
said
Week
that to
10,
you.
we pick the games based on what will help us seed for the playoffs.
I said that like we should honestly in some way, shape, or form
Ooh.
reseed like
That
the last
Tuesday
week or
could
two.
be a Selection Tuesday podcast.
Yeah. I
That'd
thought
be
it was a great
sick.
idea. I don't know how the logistics work out,
I
but
love Mike Z.
Yep.
Great
Sign
idea.
me up twice.
Great idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I 100%.
Subscribe, like.
I'm taking the under. I don't
taking
know,
under, too.
Bryson.
I'm still
at
taking
a
the
certain
over.
Point, aren't you going to start feeling bad?
Yeah, I love Neff. We're not beating Neff by 35 points.
Yeah. All right.
Well, no way.
That's
I will
too
get
much.
out on purpose.
All right. So YSC1 at 5 o'clock. We've got JWE at the Scoonies. YSC1 at 7 o'clock. This is our first pick'em game. Why don't we go ahead and make this a spread game too? You guys want?
Which one is it?
D-holes at home loans. And this is like all three pick'em games this week are basically teams that were preseason ranked a tier below the team they're playing, and they're trying to punch up, but they're very close in the rankings right now.
Sight unseen, I'm going loans by 1. Sight unseen. I haven't watched either of these teams play this year, but I don't know.
They have been scoring a lot. Bryson?
Man,
don't know.
I'm gonna say something, man, and I don't know how I feel about it, but I got home loans with like 3. I think home loan's gonna come out and punch the D-holes in the throat.
See, here's what I don't understand is that this is the exact same situation as like Brutang, Red Legs, and Johnny's. It's just a
No.
different.
I don't think it's the exact same. I don't. Not, maybe in years past, but this
Yeah.
year with what I've seen out of the teams you've mentioned,
Yeah.
including your own,
I still haven't seen
whether
home
you
loans
think
play,
you're
so-
punching up and
I
playing
just-
out of your league or not, like,
Yeah.
I don't
was
think
just
it's the
with Aaron
same.
before this, and how many wins does D-holes have this year?
Two.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's not happening versus home loans. Then it's not happening.
I think home loans will like come
Yeah,
out
but
and punch
Red
him in the
Legs has
face,
2
and
wins.
D-holes will like
That's
try to
But the
claw
strength
back.
of schedule is much different. Red Legs has played everyone. Who's
Sounds
D-holes
right.
played?
Sounds right.
That's fair.
Red
I
Legs,
mean-
we're calling Red Legs had the second toughest strength of schedule
But-
in the league.
And the D-holes are sitting with 2 wins, and who are those over? And they've lost 3 games that arguably they've either should have won or been right in.
They beat R-Bar.
Best wins in
They beat R-Bar and Ball Beavers.
They should have
won that Red Lion game. I predicted them to win.
So they beat, technically speaking, coming into this season, a 5 and a 6. They've beaten a 5 and a 6 and lost to everyone else.
Yeah.
I'm going home loans by 4.
Wow. Okay, Jason, who do you got here?
I'm gonna squeeze in between. I don't know why. Home loans by 2.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's all home loans.
I'm behind here. I guess I'm taking D-holes by 2.
I mean, yeah.
Wait, so none of you have seen them
There's
play?
your bulletin board
Cougar's
material.
Team, Cougar's team played. You played home loans.
What's that?
Tropics played home loans, right?
Yeah,
And
we lost. They lost 6-3.
Both teams gave up home runs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like D-Hall's experience is going to mean a lot in this
But what week
matchup.
did you guys play? Week 2?
It was week 3.
Lauren,
Week
come back.
3.
It was week
How's
3.
how's your hand?
It kind of moved.
No cast. I like
Little
you with
bit.
no cast.
When in doubt, pinky out.
Shout out Lauren.
They may have the experience of Lauren, but at some point,
This is going to be really interesting. That's all I'm
This is definitely a youth
And they're in the
versus
age.
age.
Yeah, they're on YSC1,
D-Hole,
Marquee
the
Field.
D stands for disappointing this year, for sure.
Wild card, Avery's going to be the ref for this one.
P-holes.
Oh,
P-holes.
Oh, man.
my God.
Yeah, and the Scoonies are providing 2 refs. So,
YSC2 at 5 o'clock.
there's-
uh-oh, Brian.
Hey!
Brian.
Did we move on from our game already?
Not yet.
No,
We haven't even
We'll
got
get to it.
No,
What are
no.
you talking about?
Why are you talking about this game?
No, we're not. What are you?
We're not talking about your brain.
Are you feeling like Harpies is ripe for an upset?
You know, I've come on here and I've made some predictions. Some have been better
really bad,
better than others.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: you can take our wins, but you cannot take our spirits. You cannot take our aging center fielder, or maybe you can, if there's extra innings involved.
I actually think the bylaws allow us to take your spirit.
Yeah. Ouch.
Okay.
But we will cover. Let's go with that.
There's no
I
spread.
don't
There's
even know
no
what you're
spread,
talking
Brian.
about,
There's
but
no
I'll have
spread.
what Clay's having.
No.
Thanks,
I'll
Brian.
have what Clay's having.
Hang on, Clay. We'll get.
I'll have that. I'll have that. Maybe I won't have what Clay's having. Actually, I changed my mind. I don't want it.
All right.
What's
Next
the
up,
next
we
game?
had Empire at Corksuckers, YSC2 at 5 o'clock.
Sorry, Empire.
YSC2 at 7 is another one of our pick'ems, Johnny's at Brutang.
Fuck.
Now, I expect all of you to pick Johnny's
fuck.
based on what you were saying.
Yes.
That's true. I am picking Johnny's. Yep.
Yep. Cal's.
Johnny's by like barely.
There's no spread. There's no
whatever.
spread.
Yeah.
It's
There's
Johnny's.
no spread.
No
Okay.
spread.
Here's my take. I always say there's levels to this, and there are. But the problem is, Shane still alive? Shane's still breathing?
He's a thing. He's a
Okay.
thing.
Yeah. Okay. So, dude, like,
Life
I'm
support.
sorry, but like, I forgot Shane earlier too. But like, Shane, Michael, and Carrie, and I don't mean this disrespectful. I love Brutang. I love Sonny. I love David. Like, are miles better than the best player on Brutang. Miles better. And like, I just think that like those three can carry the team. Like, I like, even if like that Austin Wagner guy, he's not very good, but like I just don't see how Johnny's loses this game. Like, there are levels to this.
I'm taking this as like a face value, like Friday Night City League. If it's a City League game, I'm taking the Johnny's like for the best, the Fab Five from Johnny's. I'm taking over the Fab Five from Brutang. So let's go Johnny.
Go blue.
That's
Go blue.
Yeah, this is,
go
well,
blue.
Amen.
Yeah.
Go blue. I don't know.
Wolverine's over Honey Badger, the better animal.
Brutang can hang in their like Bryson said, they can hang in their.
It's
in
a
their
fair
league,
assessment
but-
because they haven't beat a team this good yet, right?
But if
That's the
Johnny's
thing.
loses this game, then I predicted, then I
Yeah,
win.
Johnny's
the whole
has
season.
been very mercurial this year too, though. I mean, they, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think Brutang's like very good. And, like, I think they've benefited from the fact. I think like technically this is their first year being Brutang, right?
Second year.
So
Second
it's
year.
like
Yep.
they've benefited from this schedule because of how they did this year. Like, they're right where they should be. I told David after their game that if their catcher learns to stop throwing the ball at people and throw it to the first baseman, that they will upset somebody in the playoffs. I don't know who, but they'll upset somebody. But Johnny's, I just don't see it.
Probably gonna upset me.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys are all taking Johnny's, I'll take Brutang in this one.
You're behind, so why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
YSC3 at 5 o'clock. Kansas Tree Care at Reading Rockets.
Shut out. Call it. Shut out.
I could believe that.
Yeah.
Shut out.
YSC3 at 7 o'clock. Red Legs at Asteroid Head.
Legs.
Legs.
But not by as much as you might think.
Yeah, I don't
By
know.
what,
That's,
8?
No, like maybe 5.
Depends on which way the wind's blowing.
I love Asteroid Head.
Yeah,
Let
that's
them
what I'm
score
saying,
some
like-
runs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be,
It-
look,
they-
the way things
God,
are
they're
going with
so-
Asteroid Head this year, fucking up everybody's rankings, it would be amazing if they beat Red Legs in this game. Just made it
No,
impossible
they won't
to
do
rank
that.
the
No, I
top
don't
20.
see that. No.
I hate that for us. Don't wish that
Don't
on
do
us.
that? All right.
Don't wish that on us.
YSC4 at 5 o'clock. Drop Stoppers at Ghosts. This feels like Drop Stoppers have to get healthy here, don't they?
Gotta be a get right spot
Losing
for
Han
the
this
squad,
much of
man.
a
They've lost
drop
3 in a
off.
row. Drop stoppers.
And it's gotta be a get right spot.
I
Look,
mean,
based on Katie's preseason prediction, this was a game that Ghosts were planning on winning.
yeah, I don't know. I've watched their last 2 games and love the Ghosts. Love everybody on that team. They've got some amazing spirit, great bowlers. I don't see I don't see them beating drop stoppers,
Yeah.
especially with the way they've been playing this year. Drop stoppers have lost a couple games that have been really close, whereas the Ghosts have been so wildly inconsistent that with them putting up 13 or however many runs it was this week, they're due for a 4 spot.
Yeah.
Sorry, Katie.
Yeah. Let's hope they keep the offense going. It just kind of underscores like this week is the trying to kick through the glass ceiling for some of the teams kicking up a tier, and then for most of the rest of the league, it's like ostensibly a get healthy week. Speaking of get healthy weeks, Red Lion at Kicking Assets.
Oh no!
Why didn't we make this a pick'em?
Not a pick'em?
I probably would have
no,
picked Kicking
no.
Assets.
I would have picked Red Lion plus 7.
Who? Red Lion
Minus
plus
7.
assets. Red Lion to Bryson.
Yeah,
Plus 7.
Although I will say, Todd Foster pulled a hammy last game, so he's going to be out for a couple weeks.
He's out?
Out. Yeah. Unless he miraculously heals.
I predict that.
Sounds like Todd is stopping.
He'll be fine.
I predict that Red Lion wins, and Jeff comes in with some bullshit ass excuse for him getting left on third base in the Facebook group.
He's never going to make it to third base in this game. What are you talking about? Just kidding. I expect to give up some runs and score some runs. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
And I hope to be able to sleep in my bed with my lovely wife.
Ooh, I didn't even think about
Actually,
that.
on that note, Ben, like, what
Yeah.
do you think would have to happen for you and Marisa not to sleep in the same bed that night? Like, what would have to happen?
Oh
Marisa,
no!
do you have
Here's
an answer?
Marisa. What was it, Marisa?
Here's what would have to happen.
Not
okay?
much.
I bring the dogs. Oh, you don't know what it's like in our bed, so.
Oh, Jesus.
I've imagined it once or twice.
To be fair, Cougar does.
I'm imagining that, and I'm creaming my panties right now. Okay, what would have to happen for him not to sleep in our bed is that we bring our dogs, and we're all in the same car and everything, and he neglects to even acknowledge them. I don't care about the fucking game at that point. It's all about the dogs.
Are you projecting right now, Marisa? Is there a problem at home? Is that what's happening?
He's been real rough on Buster lately.
The dogs are a metaphor. You know what would have to happen? It would be for me to lose.
Be ignored. The
Then I would not be
dogs.
sleeping.
I was going to say, honestly, I feel like we're talking about, like, what does Ben have to do
Stop
to reach his team?
ignoring the
I feel like
dogs.
if Marisa wins, that's bad.
Kicking Assets wins, we're getting divorced. That's what's happening.
If kicking,
Oh my!
no, if kick,
Oh my!
oh, I broke it. Okay, if kicking assets wins, that means there's a pegging involved. One or the other. Not going to say which one of us, but
All
one's
right.
been begging.
I will bet you a pegging on this game.
Well, if there's enough heads on it, everybody gets.
Did she say peg?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
She did. Yes, she did.
one peg. It's it. They got some good players.
One.
This will be fun.
There's only one head on it?
I am gonna show up to this game with Kicking Assets, like signs.
Yeah.
Like
Strap on her bus.
noise makers.
So Cal,
I'm gonna get Lion really fucked up the night before. We're gonna
Somebody
do
needs
this.
to get in Nevervy's head for this
Cal.
one. Yeah.
Cal, the only sign that you need is a stop sign for me whenever I'm kicking at first base.
At
so I
first
don't
base?
just like keep running past
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
a stop sign right there for me.
Let's go.
And then we've got that game fucking won. Also, this is going to be a really fun game because the old captain of Kicking Assets will be playing, and our former third baseman is also playing for
Yeah.
Red Lion.
There's a lot of
Wow.
there's a lot
Wow.
of, There's a lot of strange bedfellows in this game since we've got Newton and Ben Wright.
Yeah, this is incestuous. Let's move to the next one.
All right. YSC 5 at 5 o'clock. KBC Tropics at Jazz House.
Tropics.
Yep.
This will be a tough game. Like Jazz House got athletes.
Yeah, this isn't exactly a punch-up game.
If Jazz House can get their discipline as far as kicking, they're going to win this game against the Tropics.
Cougar,
That's the problem.
you've been so quiet since your team got called out for not being fun. Are you okay?
No.
Are you good, though?
Are you okay?
I'm fine. No, honestly, I'm fine. I'm fine. Like, I'm disappointed as far as what I've heard, and like I trust.
What I've heard, like he wasn't there.
No. As far as what was said
Coaching
afterwards.
third base.
No, I can't hear everything at third base.
I'm
I can't
confused
hear
because
everything.
I looked at I
Sean.
flipped over the sheet and Max Bierce is on your team. He's like the nicest guy I've ever met. So if
Yeah.
you have one Max on your team, do you have like 11 like boners?
No,
What's the deal?
there's no 11 boners. No, there
The fuck's
isn't.
that supposed to be?
Seriously, there isn't. There isn't.
look-
There really
Okay.
So, Rick, this is for you. Like, what's the? I know every week somebody's missing. What are we looking like? We got people missing this week or
Are
what?
you back? You healthy? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Are
What's
you
up, girl?
playing?
What's up? What's
They
up,
can-
girl?
if they can hang with Triple X, they can definitely hang with KBC.
Of course.
Yeah, we've got 2 guys missing again. I shouldn't pray. I'll say this on podcast anyway. Lee Campbell had to have an emergency appendectomy early last week. Yeah, and so he's out for last week, this next week, and maybe even another
That's
week
big for
after
you.
that.
That's big for you.
And and apparently you do use your lower tummy area when you're kicking really long balls that Lee does, and so he's like a huge asset on our team. Yeah, but everybody should be there, and then if we can just get somebody to drop a damn ball on the other side. That's been our downfall with Corksuckers and with Sacred Sword and with whoever beat us last week.
It could happen with the Tropics.
Nobody's making any errors against us, and they're just making really good teams. So basically, Jazz House is very much a mid-tier team right now, where we will play really well against teams that tend to make errors, and teams that don't make very many errors, I think we're going to struggle against. I know the KBC kids are really excited to play us because I kind of brought them in the league through fall ball last year. And plus, the Pendry's dad and I used to play softball against each other a million years ago. Like literally 1977, a million years ago, yeah. And God, it's weird getting old, you guys. I'm seeing his kids, and Matt and Ryan are great. Those guys are great, the Pendry boys. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a close game. But where we do have an edge, I will say, is the Jazz House coach is much more level-headed, steady as a rock.
That is exactly what I was going to say.
To the KBC coach, who tends to erupt over the slightest thing. His team can be winning by 10 runs, and all of a sudden he's yelling at a guy because he ran past second base like 2 steps. And so I think that if we can get and he did it twice. See, I told you. And so I think if we can get in their coach's head, if we can get in Cougar's head, even though he's not on the field, he's such a towering, dominating, stomping and snorting presence that no, that's not going to work because the Pendry boys, those guys will just be, oh fuck him, just let him be Cougar. It's going to be a good game, and I'm looking forward to playing it. But as far as predicting a winner, I'll have to go Jazz House 6-5.
It comes down to Rick for me. Honestly, it's like I see this game being close in the 9th inning. Who do you want talking to their team, Cougar or Rick? And I'll choose Rick.
I'm not talking to the team. Bryson, trick question. I'm not talking to Ryan.
I can honestly tell you after this last week,
when
they were winning by 20 runs and their team was screaming at Cougar for holding runners at third.
Yeah, I was going to say the
he's
exact
definitely
same thing.
not running the team.
Right.
Well, I would almost even say that that's even worse because no offense to the
That's a
rudderless ship.
It's the inmates are running the asylum type situation, and I that's just not good.
It's 2022, Bryson. Come on with that shit.
That's a credit to Jason though that he was trying to be nice there and like hold runners up at third when he was getting out of
Cougar
hand.
definitely Cougar was
doing it right.
the right thing.
And I made sure I told them, do not bunt. Up 18, like, do not bunt. Don't bunt. I told them all, don't bunt.
Kind of goes back to like the Love Garden not listening to their coach.
What's it like managing a team that scores runs?
I wouldn't know. For the past, 7 years, I don't know.
I'm saying. You're winning this year. This is amazing.
All right,
Happy
next.
for you.
Not bad.
Smile.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not just
You
kidding.
can't hear it on the podcast.
Uh-oh.
Can you smile?
I see
Okay.
YSC 5.
No, just being calm and reserved about this and not being too hyped, about last week's win.
I can tell Aaron kind of like we all feel it. We can just feel her energy.
And here's the thing about it. Being retired, my blood pressure's got a lot lower. I feel better, so I'm good. So.
All right, next up, YSC 5 at 7 o'clock. Harpies at R Bar.
Unfortunately for our bar, I think some folks on Harpies are listening tonight.
Harpies are mad.
I think this could be the hate fuck of the week.
This is weird. It's like our bar's here but not here. They're
Does that mean that the hate fuck is contagious?
It's
one team gets hate fucked and then has to turn around and
the letter R before they
That
come
shit
back
is
up
contagious,
here
bro.
and scream at us.
Clay's
really.
gonna come scream.
Yeah.
I hear him downstairs on the street.
Harpies is gonna win. Let's move on to the next game.
Yeah,
before
it's
they come
a
out and
get
scream.
right spot for the Harpies.
So this is basically like the shit rolls downhill game.
Yeah, this
Right.
is the I got fired, so now I'm gonna come home and kick the neighbor's dog game.
I hope Harpies can get some energy back. I'm rooting for him.
Yeah. So except for it's not kick the neighbor's dog here. It's choke the chicken wings. I think. All right, YSC 6 at 5 o'clock. Triple X at Young Spine.
We lost him.
This looked...
Triple X. Triple X.
Parents out there.
Triple X.
YSC,
XXOXO.
YSC. I mean, Young Spine was looking okay a couple weeks ago. And I kind of feel like Triple X is finally starting to round into form.
Yeah.
So, YSC 6 at 7
Sam's
o'clock.
there every week now.
Post House at Late Fees.
Shutout.
No.
Oh. Shutout.
No.
2 shutouts.
Yep. Like Bryson.
Yep.
23rd Street shutout Late Fees. If you guys don't, it's going to be embarrassing.
Yeah, but you see, I love Neff, and I think I've gotten to the point in the season where my teammates respect me enough that I'm like, hey, let's give him one run. I think we would do it. Maybe. I don't know, man. We're probably going to shut him out. I'm going to feel bad. I fucking love Neff. He's like literally one of my favorite people in the entire world.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
I like
And
Neff.
But how bad would he feel if he found out that you let him score?
I mean, I'm sure he'd feel better than if they had 0 fucking points and we had 40 or something.
I'm not so sure about that.
But nonetheless, yeah,
I think you guys should look, Bryson. Have we ever hit 50 Cougar, 50 runs?
No. One of those that came close was Sean Meredith's team put 48 runs on our bar franchise 3 years ago. You guys lost 48-2.
That was the most I can remember.
48-2 from era week 6.
That was the most runs I can remember. You said the spread should be 75.
48
I
to
think
2
you guys should
guys.
actually try to
I was
score
your first year
75 on your
We did not bunt after the first pass through, and we only played 4 innings.
Yeah, so my take is that
look, you're on a short
48-2, guys.
Yeah, so Marcus last year used to be the reason I wanted to be on Post House was because Simon's down to hate fuck people, and like Marcus enjoys shitting on bad teams, and like plus what Post House does, and I've never partaken in that until this year. Like we run ruled the R bar in like 5 innings, which was kind of crazy. Like I've never experienced that, so I don't know. Like I don't think late fees will quit like they did. No offense.
No, they just have fun.
Oh!
Ouch. Ouchie, ouchie.
Oh my.
Quick arm!
Oh my.
YSC 7 at 5 o'clock. Bald Beavers at Harbor. Bald Beavers been looking good this year, but I
All
think,
Beavers by 5.
think maybe
This might get a little hairy for him.
Yeah. Or
All I know is shout out Harbor Lights. We came together as a team and we bartended the Busker Fest. Shout out Seth Sanchez for giving us that opportunity. We raised some money for our charity this year.
Yeah.
And we got some beer coming to us on Sunday. So we will not be sober. We will be having fun. Maybe we'll let like AO and Isaac sit. Maybe we'll just have fun and still probably score 32.
Hat ball.
We're gonna
Hat ball in a while,
we don't want to disrespect Ball Beavers. I love Andrea. She's one of my favorite people.
Talk about Chavez, right?
Chavez. She's
Thank
one
you,
of my
thank
favorite
you.
people ever. One of my
There-
favorite
there are 2 Andreas,
ladies
that's
in the
fine.
league that does not get enough love. Love Andrea.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
We probably still we could do like beer in hand and probably still put up 30 because like I said we are at our best. So that's all I'm gonna say.
You're hitting on all cylinders. Yeah, you are absolutely.
Good luck, Bald Beavers. There's a difference between
Good luck.
punching up and flailing
Good luck.
wildly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
YSC 7 at 7 o'clock. Free State at Poshwash. Sean, we'll just go to you for this one. What do you think?
I hope Seth brings us beer.
Yeah. All right. I like it.
Yeah. I really think that I spoke with quite a few. I say quite a few. I've spoken with everybody off our team after this last week. Absolutely nobody was happy with the way they played, with the way they kicked.
Practice, man. Get them out there.
Practice.
We're talking about practice?
I mean,
It's not Red Lion. You guys can hit the practice.
not everybody is
game.
built like me.
Not
I don't get ready. I stay ready. But the problem is we do have like a third of our team lives in Topeka, which they're the ones that are more apt to probably show up to the Wednesday nights.
You know, the funny thing is, if you started a league in Topeka, you'd probably win it every year, too.
I wouldn't want to play with those degenerates in Topeka. That's why I leave.
Oh my God! Yeah.
One tournament a year's enough. There's always more than enough spillover from that. No, I think it's going to be a fun game. Free State, one of our oldest rivals, haven't played in quite some time, so it was a game that I've been looking forward to all year. I don't think we've actually played them since 2018. So it's a game that on paper should be fun. In reality, is probably going to be as we all think it's going to be. But I just think
we're
we're
really
going
a blowout team either, though.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a blowout. I think it's more of a 11-1, 11-2 type game. But I think we're going to look better than we have since Game of the Week, which won't be that hard to do.
Yeah.
Betty.
All right. We're going to breeze through these next three. Honey Badgers will definitely beat Sacred Sword.
Shout out.
YSC 8 at
Call
5.
K, baby.
It is all over the
That's
shutout.
3 shutouts. Calling
Three
it.
shutouts.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep.
So long as you don't shut me out, Cougar.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yeah,
no,
don't do it.
No.
Oh my God, you're
Sacred
going to
Sword's
do
been
it?
playing better. YSC 8 at 7 o'clock. Love Garden is going to beat the Soda Jerks. Love
No
you, Derek,
shutout.
but you don't
I
have to
try to call
fucking
shutout with Love Gardens against Poshwat. They disappoint me. I'm not doing that.
Yep.
No.
Hobbs Park, 7 o'clock. Button Grind will lose to Shirt Factory.
Yep.
And then Game of the Week.
Pick'em game.
Is this our third pick'em?
Yes.
It is.
Yes,
Yep.
it is.
Hobbs Park, 9 o'clock. Woost at 23rd Street. They're separated by a few places in the standings, and this is 23rd Street's chance to punch up.
I'll take them. I'll take 23rd Street.
I think I'm going to take 23rd Street, too. Their offense is top-end limited, I think, but they know what they're doing. They can definitely manufacture runs, and they have a really good defense.
We've had so many good Game of the Weeks this year. I think this is going to be another good one, but I do
Yep.
think Screamers are going to take it. Just by a few, maybe. I don't know.
The
Hopefully.
The X Factor is Dan Malga at Game of the Week.
Yes.
Guys, the X Factor every game, though.
So, how has Woost pulled off back-to-back years with Game of the Weeks?
It just happens sometimes because of the way the matchups
They'll
work out.
skip 2 years.
They'll skip
Yeah.
2 years.
They'll
They'll skip
skip.
2 years.
All I know is I should be playing under the lights. Nonetheless, though,
It's because we all love
Someday.
Jackie Becker so much that
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I love Jackie Becker as well, actually, to be honest. My take on this is that, like, you saw last year, like, Woost is going to have 50 people there. And, like,
yeah, for the Game of the Week, everybody
it's
shows up.
subtraction
Yeah.
by addition over there.
That's tough.
And it's too much.
Yeah, 23rd Street has a tighter
I think if
roster.
Woost played, like, their best 11 to 15, they would win. But that's not what's going to happen.
Going Woost.
You're going Woost.
Yep.
You're nuts. No,
You're gonna take a flyer here.
I'm going Screamers.
I'll take the
Alright.
fire. Yeah. And it's not even an upset, really.
No,
I
Woost
mean,
has a
it's-
decent.
I think it's an upset.
Woost is actually
They have a
ranked
decent
higher.
team. I think
in
Bryson's
the
right,
aggregate
though.
rankings.
Everybody's going to show up to Game of the Week, and they're going to have a real hard time trimming down. But
It's the exact same
it's
thing
Game
that
of the
happened
Week,
last time.
though. Like, it's Game of the Week.
Yeah.
I think we get to see the Woost that we've all been hoping to see all year and just have caught glimpses of, but really haven't got to
I know it will
watch.
be fun. These are
Yeah.
two fun teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I think we got to get out of here. Anybody else got any last thoughts?
Oh, shit. Hey, last thought?
Well, yeah, one last thought. I want everyone up here just because I'm a big fan of bulletin board material. Sean, Cougar, Ben, who do you guys think's going to win the league this year?
What's that?
Why didn't you
Who do you
ask
think's
me?
going to win the league?
Oh, it's KTC, absolutely.
Wait, it's not KTC. Who is it?
Kansas Tree Care. Sean.
Right this second, with the way they're playing, I would go Harbor over Kansas Tree Care.
Let's go!
Fucking go!
Here's this. No one's ever gone back-to-back titles in KBKL, only Lawrence Shirt Factory franchise.
Oh, gobble, gobble.
Which means